Good day, my name is Emma Horcha and welcome to another episode of AmRed. In this episode we will learn how to more effectively copy and paste in SolidWorks using the circular pattern tool. If you want to go ahead and learn how to 3D model in SolidWorks, I have an entire playlist. Go ahead and watch that by clicking the card in the top right hand corner of your screen. To get started today, we'll click on Part and then click on OK. In order to demonstrate how the circular pattern tool works, I'll design and model 4 cylinders in a circular pattern. So firstly we'll need to click on the front plane, and then click on normal 2, and then we'll click on the front plane again and then click on sketch to get started with our sketch. Now in order to extrude a cylinder, we'll need to go ahead and draw the face, which is a circle. So let's go ahead and get the center circle tool out and then click on the origin as being our center point. Go ahead and drag out to roughly what we want. I roughly want a radius of 25, and then we can place that. We can go ahead and hold the right click on our mouse and drag up to get the smart dimensioning tool. This will allow us to more specifically specify our dimensions. So let's click on the arc of the circle, drag up. We can specify this as being 50 millimeters. So now we have a circle with 50 millimeters in diameter. Now in order to use the circular sketch pattern tool, we need to go ahead and specify our point of rotation. So we need to draw a line, so click on type L to get the line tool out, and then we'll click on the center point of our circle and we'll drag down to roughly about 50, which is where I want my point of rotation to be. Leave that at 60. Press escape, drag up, then we can get the smart dimensioning tool out. We can dimension this as being 50. So this point here on the end of the line will be our center of rotation. So we'll have 4 different cylinders rotating around this point here. So let's go ahead and get the circular sketch pattern tool out by clicking the arrow next to the linear sketch pattern. We can go ahead and click on circular sketch pattern. Now firstly we'll specify our center of rotation, which is our point here, and then we can specify our entities, which is our circle, and then we can specify how many we want. So we want to rotate, let's just do 3, and then because there's 2 different variations of this tool. There's the circular sketch pattern tool, and then there's the circular pattern tool. The circular sketch pattern tool is basically the same thing except it's used for sketches. So we're using the circular sketch pattern tool here. We'll go ahead and use the circular pattern tool to get our last cylinder here. So let's go ahead and put the number of circles as 3, and we can go ahead and specify the arc of rotation as being 180 degrees. That'll give us 3 circles with 180 degrees rotation. So that's basically what we want. We'll go ahead and click the tick. As you can see, we have 3 different circles in a circular pattern. Now we can go ahead and extrude these circles by clicking on the feature tree and then click on the extruder tool to extrude them, and then click on their faces to get 3 different cylinders. We can flip the offset by clicking the arrow, and we can specify these as being 100 millimeters in length. 100, enter. Then we can go ahead and click on the tick to apply our changes. So as you can see, we have 3 different cylinders in a circular pattern. Now we need to go ahead and get the last cylinder. Now this is a bit tricky in order to get the last cylinder, because we need to go ahead and draw a line going through the center. So where our point was, we need to draw a line going through the center of the rotation arc in order to use the circular pattern tool. And in order to draw our line through the center of these cylinders, we'll need to basically get our plane. We'll just use the right plane, and then so basically we'll click on the right plane and then click on sketch to begin drawing. And then in order to get the proper view that we don't want the right view, we want the left view. We'll go ahead and click on the view tool up here. We can click on the face here. So this is basically where we want to draw now. So let's go ahead and get our line tool out. Click on type L on your keyboard, and we basically want a line from the center of that circle going across. It doesn't matter how long it is, but we'll just draw it from one side to the other. Okay, so now we have our line. This is basically going to be our line of rotation. So we can go ahead and save our sketch by clicking the little arrow in the top right hand corner. Now once we're done with drawing our center of rotation line, we can go ahead and use the circular pattern tool. So click on the arrow just under linear pattern and select circular pattern. So now we need to specify our line of rotation, which will be the line we just drew, and then we can go ahead and specify our entities that we want to basically copy and paste. So we'll need to click on bodies down here so that we don't get an error message, because we want to basically pattern a body. and then we can specify our body as being the cylinder, top cylinder, and then we can go ahead and specify the number as being 2 and our angle as being 90. So now, as you can see, we have basically 1, 2, 3, 4 cylinders in a circular pattern. So let's go ahead and click on the tick, and that'll save our changes. Let's hide this line now. Right click on the line and then click on the eye to hide it. So there you go. We have 4 cylinders in a circular pattern. So it's basically very easy to copy and paste features or sketch features in SolidWorks once you know how to use the circular pattern tool and the linear pattern tool. I hope you've enjoyed this informative lesson. Please stay tuned for future lessons. I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.